But Zeus visited Danae in a shower of golden rain, and spoke with her out of the shining mist, and they had a son called Perseus, who was born there in the prison tower at Tiryns. When Acrisius heard that, in spite of all his precautions, he had a grandson, he was filled with anger and fear, and these passions made him cruel. He would not believe that Zeus was the child's father, but said that it was Proteus, his brother, whom he hated, who had stolen the key of the brazen tower and married Danae in secret. He had a great wooden chest made, and he set Danae in it, with the baby in her arms, and pushed it out onto the rippling waters in the Bay of Nauplia. "It would be a terrible crime to kill my daughter and my grandson," he said, "and the mortals would send a curse upon me. No, I am merely dispatching them across the sea, and if the waves chance to fill the chest and make it sink, I am not to blame." Away floated the chest over the blue sea, and out of sight of land, and presently the waves began to rise and the wind to blow, and Danae wept with fear and clasped the baby Perseus close in her arms. "Oh, what fate is yours," she sobbed, "and yet you do not cry but sleep as peacefully as ever, feeling no terror of the dreadful place in which we are. You do not fear the heaving sea, nor the salt spray on your hair. Oh, perhaps it is because you know that Father Zeus will protect us. Then sleep on, sweet babe, for the waves swell only to rock your cradle, and I will pray to Zeus that we may come safely to land." All night the chest floated over the sea, and in the morning it was washed up on the shores of the island of Seriphos, where Polydectes was king, and there Dictys, the king's brother, who was a fisherman, found Danae and her child, and took them to his home, and looked after them. There Perseus grew up, a strong and noble youth, skilled in all manner of things from the craft of the fisherman to the use of the sword. In time King Polydectes heard of them, and fell in love with Danae, but she would not marry him, for he was a cruel and wicked tyrant. At length he decided to take her by force, but this he dared not do because Perseus was always there to guard her.